Hey, up next on the Marmy Rock Show, we have found yet another great band out of Sweden. The Swedes keep cranking out the great rock and roll music. We have got Max from the album Junkstars from Stockholm, Sweden with us on the line. Max, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, man.
Hey, I'm excited to have you on the show. You know, I like some folks here in the U.S., I was not completely familiar with your band, but I love what I've heard from This Means War. So introduce your band and tell us a little bit of the history about the band.
Yeah, like you said, we are from Sweden, and I think the music is a little bit punk rock and roll. I think, we are inspired by the Swedish things around here, like the Hives and the Helicopters, and like the Backyard Babies and all the Swedish European bands. And then I think, we have the roots in more three chords punk, like Ramones, The Clash, and I really like Rancid and the Distillers and all that. So I think we have a mix of that kind of stuff. And then we in the band, we are only three in the band, and we like also like motorbikes and old vintage stuff. I don't really like the word vintage, but so that the vintage motorbikes and cool cars. So I think the whole thing inspired what we are doing. Today it's not just music. It's more a lifestyle around what you're doing when you play in a band. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's a great knowing about the vintage stuff, as you call it. We're going to talk about This Means War in a minute, but one of the things I did notice that I was going to ask you about is in the video to Romance of Death and Go to Hell, it looks like you're in the same room, and there's all kinds of cool stuff on the walls there. Tell us about that room and what some of that stuff is.
You mean Go to Hell?
Yeah.
Go to Hell, that's our rehearsal room, actually. So when you have a room that we write everything in that room, all songs that we have done in that room. Yeah. So I think it's important to have a good feeling in the rehearsal room and much on the walls that inspire you from movies and from other bands. And actually, I really like to be inspired from movies more than other bands, because then you can find your own way.
Is there one special prized possession on the walls in there that when we look at the video we can look for and say, there it is?
Yeah, there is a skull, I think behind Matte, the drummer, and I think that skull is I don't know if it's the right word, but it's a flag, and that flag has been in every place we have wrote albums in. So I think that's one. I don't have the video in front of me, but I think that skull is a little special for us.
Hey, so the album's out. This Means War came out November 6th here in the U.S. So tell us a little bit about the recording process of that album. How long did it take to record, and did you record it there in Stockholm?
Yeah, it was in Stockholm, and the thing is that this is our third album, and we have done 2 albums before. And when we recorded that 2 albums before This Means War, we want to find something that is more commercial and good for the radio. You know what I mean? Every time you build up a band, you do it together, and you say to each other, it's often that you say to each other, now we're going to do something that plays in the radio because we want to break with this band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes when you do that kind of stuff, is that's not good. Sometimes it's good, but you need to find what you like. What do you like to hear? What do you like to play? And this album, when we recorded This Means War, the album that was released 6th of November, we found out what we really want to do. We did it from the roots that we want to to play and listen on, you know. So we did this album on 5 days in the studio, and I wrote it in like 1 month, 1.5 months, because I just went on the feeling, you know what I mean? I didn't go back and think, is this a good chorus? I may change it a little bit so the chorus is more catchy, so maybe the radio is going to take it, you know what I mean? But this time I got it on a feeling, you know. This is what I want to play, and this is how it is, and this is how it went. So there you have the album. Recorded on 5 days. It's just like a bicicleta in the goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
All 9 songs is just a feeling.
So 5 days, that was pretty ambitious. Now, hey, I want to talk about the music video to Romance of Death a little bit. Without giving the whole story away, tell us a little bit, just a teaser of what folks are going to see in that video.
Yeah, the song is about one girl and one man, and the man in this video, or the guy, I don't really know how you say, but the guy in this video, he's a really criminal, and sometimes girls want criminal guys because they are sometimes cool, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in this story, the guy that calls himself the Casanova of Death wants to kill the girl and a kiss. But yeah, and then you can see it, what happens if he kills her or if she slips away.
So that music video is called Romance of Death, and it really has like a short movie kind of feature feel to it. So nice little teaser there from Max on that one. So hey, I want to ask you about a song called Kill the Ravens, and who are you speaking to in that song? Who are the Ravens, or what is the meaning behind that?
Kill the Ravens is a song about also. It's fun that you take that one because it's also criminals, criminal guys that works in a criminal way to find to find money, and sometimes it's a little the Ravens is the bad people in this world. And sometimes the bad peoples are in positions that it's not gonna be in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why we need to kill the Ravens.
So hey, I saw in November you've been in the UK, Germany, France, Spain, a ton of countries this past November. Talk about which country you feel like latched on the most to the Junkstars.
Right now, we have found a really great crowd for us in Germany, and also in France. I think France is really good for us. It went a little bit bad now when we should play in Paris, but it went very bad for that gig when we were in Paris because we canceled it because the happening in Paris.
Yeah, unfortunately, I hit a lot of bands. Yeah.
Yeah, but France is really good for us. So. That was your question, if I understand it right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm always curious because I find I have a lot of Swedish bands on the show, and they all seem to like find a home in a different country, a home away from home, despite being popular in Sweden as well. So, hey, tell me about another tune I want to ask you about. And knowing you're from Stockholm, I just had a band from Umeå, Sweden, on not too long ago. Tell me about your tune, Hometown.
Hometown is we have wrote that song for our own hometowns. I am from the south of Sweden, and I moved to Stockholm just because I really like to play music, and Sweden is not so big, so you need to find. Actually, Stockholm is the only place to live if you want to play music. You know, all the people is there that wants to play music, and the thing is that nobody in the band is from Stockholm, so we met up in Stockholm. But this song is for our hometowns that like my hometown is Skånes Fagerhult in Swedish, and the thing is that that song is for my hometown, and yeah, it's some kind of I don't know how to say it in English, but it's some kind of champion song for all the hometowns out there. You have a hometown, everybody have a hometown, and we should be proud for our own hometowns.
So we talked a little bit earlier about the vintage punk kind of style, if you would call it that. Was that what you grew up listening to? Is that what drew you to play that kind of music?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, and that kind of stuff. 3 chords, straightforward. Yeah, that's what I like. But I think this album, This Means War, is the only album that is really that you can feel that kind of stuff in. The other 2 albums is the same. It's punk rock and roll. We call it punk and roll, but it is like heavier guitars and chorus, but 3 accords.
Fate's Right was the band from Umeå that we interviewed a couple weeks ago.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, we have a lot of bands from Sweden. Yeah, like we said in the beginning, the Helicopters, Backyard Babies. We're gonna do a Scandinavian tour with the Backyard Babies now in January, February, and also the Hives is well known in the US, I think.
Yeah, they are, absolutely.
Do you know another Swedish bands like? Maybe the Sounds.
My goodness, some of the ones we have are a little more melodic rock that we've had on the show. I believe Casablanca's from there, and we've had Cold Spell on the show, and Crucified Barbara, and Crash Diet, and on and on. Crash Diet, I guess, is the closest one.
Yeah.
So.
But all these bands is from Sweden, that you say. Huh?
Yeah, we
have done a tour with Crucified Barbara, and the bass player in Junkstars is together with the drummer in Crucified Barbara.
Oh wow! So it's a small family there, so to speak.
And that's also cool to say about Junkstars, because I always write that this band is a family band, a brother band with a lot of love. And the thing is that the drummer Matte is together with my little sister. And they're gonna marry next year.
Oh wow! It really is
and the bass player, we the 3 in the band, me, Matt, and Toby, we always, celebrate Christmas and New Year's Eve together and all that kind of stuff. So we are the only friends we have.
That was one of my next questions is going to be, so as we get into 2016, I'm confident from talking to other Swedes that New Year's Eve is a big party over there. What are your plans for New Year's Eve? Where are you going to be hanging?
We're going to be at my place in Stockholm. I have a new dog called Mighty, and he's only 10 months old. So I don't really know if he's scared for this kind of stuff that is in the air and say poof. So we're gonna be at my place and eat good stuff and be drunk and have a really good night. I think we are 12 around the table right now.
Oh wow! So it's gonna be a good time there for you guys for sure. So
absolutely.
Hey, any hopes of a U.S. date? I know it's tough for bands getting over here from Sweden, and sadly our government doesn't make it that easy always for you guys to get here. But any plans of trying to get over here to the States?
Yeah, the thing is that our plans right now, like you said, we released a new album the 6th of November this year, and we still are on tour on that album. We're gonna do Europe again, like Germany, Belgium, some other countries around there, and then we're gonna do Scandinavia, like 15 gigs, and then we go on festivals. And the thing is that I really want to say this to all US bands out there. We are searching for a punk/rock/rock and roll band that wants to play in Europe together with us. Then they can borrow our backline, and then we want to go over to the US and play with them. So we can change countries. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, we will definitely keep our eye out to, we talked to a lot of bands, and I think some would really latch on to that opportunity to get over there with you guys. So
yeah, because it feels like U.S. bands want to reach Europe too. So
no doubt about it.
Just go to Facebook, Junkstars Official, and write us a message, and then we can find out a situation. And the thing is that it feels like we have a lot of questions from the US right now that wants to have us there. So we need to find out a situation like soon. It feels like, but I don't know how hard it is. I haven't worked on it right now. We have done Europe now, 11 countries. We went home for like 2 weeks ago from 11 countries. So it's time to check out the US. You have cool stuff over there.
Well, if there's anything we can do to help, we'll certainly send some people your way. So this has been Max from Junkstars. Their new album, This Means War, was released November 6th. You can find them on Facebook at Junkstars, or you can head over to junkstarsofficial.com, and you can find all their cool stuff there, including the green vinyl release of This Means War. So some good stuff over there. So, hey, Max, thanks a lot for being here on the show. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Have a good day, everybody.